Hi everyone, in this video we are going to learn how to find the surface area of a pyramid. So we are going to discuss about how to find the surface area for a rectangular pyramid, a square pyramid, as well as a tetrahedron. So now let us start with an example. So typically we will have pyramid which will be in the shape of a square pyramid. So we know that all the sides of a square are same, correct? So let us draw a pyramid first over here. As we can see over here in this particular pyramid that the side of the length is going to be 8 centimeter, as because it's a square pyramid all of them will have the same length. Now there is the height of the pyramid, and also there is a height which is connected to the base like this, which is given as 10 centimeter. Now we need to find the surface area of the pyramid. Now what I would like you to do first of all in this square pyramid is that you will have to visualize how it looks. Since it's a square pyramid, we know that it looks exactly like this when we open it up, right? Now we know that this is a square at the bottom. As a result, based on the base that the pyramid have, its name is given. If the base was a rectangle for the pyramid, we would have called it a rectangular pyramid. Since the base over here is a square, so we call it a square pyramid. As a result, we know that the square have all sides equal, so each one of them is going to be 8 centimeter. Now over here we know that the height of the triangle is given to us and it is 10 centimeter over here. That is coming directly from here. Now we have to observe this shape very carefully. As we observe this shape very carefully, we find that we have 4 triangles over here in the shape. So we can write 4 triangles, and over here we have a square as well. So there is 1 square. So in total we have 5 faces for the square pyramid. So how can we find its surface area? Very simple. If we just find the area of the 4 triangles which are similar triangles, exactly the same dimension of base and height, and we find out the area of the square, we will be able to find the surface area of the square pyramid. So if you're smart enough, you can make a formula for yourself, or you can visualize the shape and do accordingly, whichever suits you. So first of all, let us find the area of triangles. As we know over here that the 4 triangles are going to be the same triangle with same dimension. So let us redraw it. The base of the triangle is going to be 8 centimeter, which you already know, coming from the length of the square, and the height of the triangles are all 10 centimeter. So we know that this is going to be my base, this is going to be my height. So I figure out base times height divided by 2. But since these 4 triangles are same, so we can multiply that with 4. As a result, what will happen, to make our math more easier, we can do a little bit of simplification. 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, and we end up as 2 base times height. So we can directly insert the formula now as 8 times 10, and we are going to get an answer of 160 centimeters square. So we figured out how to find the area of the 4 triangles. So we are done with one part of our problem. Now we have to find the area of a square. Now remember this form very well. I want you to remember this form, okay? Now we can find the area of a square by the help of a formula. We know length times length is the formula for the area of a square. So what we do over here, we know that the length of the square is again 8 centimeters, so it's going to be 8 times 8, which is 64 centimeters square. Now we have found all the 5 faces that we need in order to find the surface area of a square pyramid. So basically we can add them up. So the total, so finally we get is the surface area, which we will get by adding 64 plus 160, and the answer is going to be 224 centimeters square. So this is the surface area of a square pyramid. Now, I told you we can also use a shortcut formula for this. I told you to remember this form in particular. Do you see that? So you can actually do this math by also remembering a formula which actually comes through visualization of the object. So don't you think I can directly make a formula from here? Surface area is 2 base times height, because this is giving me the face for the 4 triangles, plus the formula for the area of the square, which is going to be L square. This gives me the face for the square. So don't you think if I apply this formula directly, whenever a square pyramid comes, I'm gonna get the answer? Yes, of course. Base is 8, height is going to be 10, and you know the length is also 8. So you can also remember this as a shortcut formula for finding the surface area of a pyramid, especially a square pyramid. Remember, this is only applicable for a square pyramid. Now, what I would like you to do right now is to visualize the figure and understand how this works, because this basic and foundation is much more easier and much more important for you to know. Now let me show you a problem where instead of a square pyramid, we will be utilizing a way and finding a way to find out the surface area for a rectangular pyramid. Okay, so let us now draw a rectangular pyramid. As it is called a rectangular pyramid, so you already know by its name that the bottom of the pyramid will be a rectangle. Well, you will be surprised to know that the pyramid in Egypt is actually a rectangular pyramid, by the way. So over here we know that one of the dimension is going to be 10 feet over here, and we have the width of the rectangle at the bottom is say 8 feet, and now we are given is the height. Say the height is going to be 7 centimeter. Now again we are going to visualize and see how this works. But before that, we also need to know another important part. There is another dimension which is given to us, and this is going to be, so this is the height and this is going to be 10 centimeter. Well, for you to learn and know very easily, I tell you an easy trick for this. You know that this is a rectangular pyramid, so the length and width are not equal, so you have to be aware of that. So let us visualize this. This is my rectangle, this is 10 and this is going to be 8. Now there is a triangle over here, right? Remember, this is 8, so this is also 8, correct? And on left side and the right side, these two triangles are actually same triangle, so you need to just wrap up. So when you wrap it up, you will figure out that this left side and right side triangles are similar. On the other hand, if you see the diagram this way, you are also going to see that triangles at the front and at the back, the triangles at the front and at the back are the same triangles. So let us see how this works. So finally we got two triangles, left and right, which are similar. We also have two triangles at the front and at the bottom, which are also similar. At the same time, we also have a rectangular base. So we also have one rectangle. As a result, we end up with the 5 faces as we had before in the square pyramid. Now, unlike the square pyramid, over here in the rectangular pyramid, the two triangles and the other two triangles resembles each other. But in a square pyramid, all the 4 triangles were actually same. So now let us do the calculation back again. So now we have to find the area of triangle. So which triangle we are going to target first? Let us see. Let us do the triangle left and right. So let us do area of triangle, and we see over here the left and right triangles are the same triangles, right? So let us draw a sketch of it and give the dimension. I always prefer doing this because we don't make a mistake. The base is 8 and we figure out that the height is 7 for this triangle. So the height is 7. So as the height is 7 and the base is 8, we know the formula should be base times height over 2. And because the two triangles are same, so we are going to multiply with 2. Now if you are smart enough, you already know the simplification technique that I always like doing is cancel it out. So we finally get the formula base height. Just insert that, 7 times 8, we get 56 centimeters square. Now, as we are done with the two triangles, left and right, we need to deal with the triangles which are present at the front and the back. So let us do the triangle, area of triangles over here. So we're again gonna have two same triangles, so base times height over 2. Let's cancel out 2 over here, and the base is going to be 10, as you can see over here. Exactly the triangle at the front, the base is 10 and also the height is 10. So we are quite lucky to have the same dimension. So 10 centimeter and 10 centimeter over here. So we will have 10 times 10 as the base and height. So we have 100 centimeters square. So now we know the area of the 4 triangles together, right? 2 triangles that represents the left and right side, and the 2 triangles that represents the front and the back. Now we are left with finding only the last part of our problem. And what is that part? Is to find the area of the rectangle. So the area of the rectangle would be basically length times width, which we already know by seeing the figure, 10 times 8. So we'll be writing as 10 times 8. So we will be ending up with 80 centimeters square. Hence we can conclude that the surface area is going to be 80 plus 100 plus 56. As a result, if we add up all the 5 faces, we are going to get the surface area for the pyramid. And as we do the calculation over here, 80 plus 100 plus 56, we end up with 236 centimeters square. So this is how you can find the surface area for a rectangular pyramid. And I suggest that you know how to visualize the diagram rather than memorizing the way it is done. Now, depending on the shape, we will be choosing the formula that we are going to use. Now I'm going to show you another example, and it's called a tetrahedron. Now don't get confused with the spelling over here. Tetra, so there is gonna be a triangular base pyramid. So it's gonna be made up of 3 triangles. So let me draw it like this. It's gonna look something like this, and this, and this. And you can visualize very easily from here that, oh, it looks almost like a kite actually. So the thing is this is gonna be equal, as you can see over here, and this is going to be 7.8 centimeter, and this part is going to be 9 centimeter. So now we're gonna learn how to find the surface area of this. In order to know this, there's a very simple way for us is to visualize the diagram. So in a tetrahedron, always remember one important fact, and that important fact is it is made up of 4 same triangles. So you do not need to worry, just figure out the base of the triangle and the height of the triangle, your math is done. So the area of the triangles, if we want to write it down together, is gonna be 4 times base height over 2. So I can make a simplification here, which I always love to do. So 2 times, we know the base is going to be 9 and the height is 7.8. So 9 times 7.8. So as we do that, we are gonna find out that 2 times 9 times 7.8, it's gonna be 140.4 centimeters squared. So the easiest problem was this one, the tetrahedron, where there are actually 4 same triangles. So now let me summarize what we have learned so far. So in order to summarize this, I'm going to tell you the first important thing for a square pyramid. If you're very smart enough to remember the formula, which you can do and can do it for the problem, it's gonna be very easy because there's gonna be 4 same triangles. So basically you're going to be ending up with 2bh plus L square. L is the length of this